Okay, so this is going to be a review for doing notification system. Um, First things first is I'm gonna do a get pull origin notification pre-setup because I did some things just to like make sure that things are working, and this is like pre-setup. So for the notification system for this web application, it's gonna be okay, Rails S-P and line start. So for this web application, the pre-setup stuff that I did would be that our navbar is not changed. So instead of having declared navbar that we had from the last review, it's just now these three. So this is like our paginated Pokemon page that we had last time. I made this, but this is not going to be a part of the notification system. We can add it in later if we wanted, but this is just like one route that you could have gone if like you found a trainer, you would, want a notification that you started a Pokemon battle with them. But we're not gonna do that. The notifications that we're gonna do is akin to like the horde system in Pokemon, where if you go up to a TV and you look at the TV, sometimes you will find out that like a horde of Pokemon has appeared in like Route 5. And if you want to go catch the Pokemon, you would go to that location. So that's what our notification is going to be. And we also have like a party where like it would navigate you to the catch Pokemon page. Well, the set of Pokemons where you would go to a Pokemon and then you hit capture and it would add it to your like party. Like if I go here, it's added to our party. Like always, the repo is just on GitHub, so you can like look at the changes there. Primarily, it was just like adding party Pokemon, where it would look at the current user, look at the party Pokemons, and exclude. So it would, yeah, it would exclude the Pokemon that has been found with a parameter ID, and then also like if your length is greater than 6, you kind of add a Pokemon. So this is saving into your party Pokemons. Let's see. This is the paginate Pokemon page. Where else was still code? This is your party Pokemon model. It would validate user needed unique, and then it would scope based off the Pokemon ID. Well, it would validate user ID and then uniqueness. It had to have a unique Pokemon ID, so you couldn't like two trainers couldn't catch the same Pokemon, which if you like, which is like this part, you like it would exclude. Let's see, what else was there changes? Yeah, I think that's about it. First things first, I'm gonna go to my Pokemon page. Because one thing that this does right now is if you catch a Pokemon, you go to catch Pokemon, you capture, you kind of stay on this page. You can see that it's telling you that it's an impossible thread entity because you can't capture the same Pokemon twice. So you refresh, this page, it should be gone. No. Okay, we'll work on that SQL call. Okay, but first things first is we're gonna go to the Pokemon page and we're gonna have the capture, like this capture function. We're gonna have IDs navigate here. So really quickly, const nav is equal to use nav, and then in here we're just gonna go nav parentheses that slash Pokemon's page. So now if we go here, we capture, since it's back here, we still need to get the functionality of removing the Pokemons from appearing here again. So we're gonna really quickly make like a custom SQL call, and then modify our patch Pokemon. So we're gonna go to our Pokemons.ip, and then we're gonna add a new SQL call. This is gonna be like def self, because we're looking at the model not captured. And then we're gonna use the shortcut of like just looking at the model, find by SQL. You can do like your select stuff, but I've noticed that a lot of you guys are just using the find by SQL, at least for one of the groups. And then in here, just quickly push enter. So we're gonna do a select p.star. I guess really quickly we could do it here, just to like show you. Okay. Let's see, yeah, just avoid this. So we're gonna do a select, and then we basically want everything, but really quickly from Pokemons as P. So this allows us to shorthand our things if we had like other things that we wanted to grab. So just make sure that that's working. So this is currently working. And then, so in addition to this, we want to do like a left join, because we're grabbing our party Pokemon table. And we're going to list this as like party. And then on party Pokemon underscore ID. If you guys wanted to like really quickly see what the Pokemon party model table has, select star from party Pokemon. Save that. Party Pokemon. So that is a table. This is basically just a join table where the ID is the party Pokemon's ID. User ID is which trainer owns the Pokemon. The ID is the Pokemon ID that they own. And then we don't really care what the created at or the updated at. So we're going to get rid of that. And then uncomment this back out. You can fix that by adding an S. And then we're going to look. So we're going to quickly run this. Boolean. I forgot, equal to p dot ID, because we want to join them by the ID. So I guess really quickly we're going to do select star. This should just give us everything. So at the moment, these are like all the Pokemons, and basically you can see the first couple is like owned by trainers, and then a lot of them is not. So we're gonna want limit this back to p.id, well, p.star, because we only care about Pokemons, we don't care about the party Pokemons. And then we're gonna look at where party.id is null, because if they don't have a party ID, so like it wouldn't show up. So like these would not show up because they don't have a party ID. So then if I hit execute, that limited it to basically these. You can see that I have some like random test data. I'm gonna order this by p.id and then execute that. And then this orders it by over here. So like you can see like our Pokemons 1 and 2 are gone, which was probably the Flareon and the Primeape. So then we're gonna copy this. We're gonna like move it back here and just paste it here. Just save that. So then tab, save. So now we have our not captured SQL call. So then we're gonna go back to our Pokemon paginate in our controller for Pokemon. And then in here, we're gonna look at Pokemon page. We're gonna change this because currently this is looking at all the Pokemons. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set like a variable Pokemon is equal to Pokemon dot not captured. Just kind of like calling our let's see, or let's just calling this function over here, and then instead of just Pokemon.count, we're gonna make this into a lower Pokemon.count so that it reflects the correct Pokemon count. And then in here, we're still gonna do Kaminari, but because we're doing an SQL call on it, we can't just do like Pokemon.page, because this is returning an array. So for Kaminari, if we still want to use it, we would do like Kaminari dot paginate, and then array, because we're paginating over the array. So if you have like an array of data that you wanted to manipulate, you could do that as well. And then we'll add Pokemon. And then we're gonna basically keep the dot page at page and dot per and at per the same, because it doesn't matter. And then if we refresh this page, we're getting that error. Just making sure it's not typos here. I have a D there. Refresh. That still is giving us the 500 error. So syntax. Do I have? I don't have the end for this. Save that, and then refresh. So now, if I go to Pokemon, I capture, it's now gone. Go Pokemon capture, it's now gone. Go Pokemon capture, it's now gone. And then if I try to capture, I feel like I should have more than 6 Pokemon at the moment. Really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have exactly 6. Okay. So you can see that the button to go capture Pokemon is gone because we have 6 Pokemon. But if we go to home, we go to Pokemon's, we can still try to capture that sent. So the Hypno didn't get added. Like we can look at that again. Capture, it didn't get added. That's because our current zing is limiting us to 6. You could probably do front-end user experience with a pop-up saying you've captured all the possible Pokemons you can. Please release one if you want, but we're not going to do that for now. So really quickly, I'm just gonna stop our server. So what is something that would be useful to a trainer who doesn't have all 6 Pokemon? Notification system for when a Pokemon is out in the wild. So really quickly, I'm going to do a Rails DB drop DB create, and well, I guess I don't need to drop. Oh no, I won't drop it for now. Well, I'll just make a new user when the time comes. Okay, so to make the notification model, you do it in a similar fashion of like your other models. Just do a Rails G model notification, making sure I didn't spell that wrong. So for the notification, you're gonna want 2 things real quick. You're gonna want a receiver ID. You can call this whatever you want. I'm calling receiver ID because this is the person, this is the recipient, and then this is gonna be like an integer. And then the other thing you're gonna want is like a sender ID. You don't need a sender ID, but like if your guys's portfolio projects at the moment, one group would probably want it, and like just so that you would know like who was the donator, and for the other group, if someone left a comment on a review, you would probably want to know which commenter did it. So sender ID is also an integer. And then we're gonna want to read at. This is an optional field. Kind of helpful if you want to like have verification on like that they read something or not. Keeping track of which notifications they have read, so you can like cross it out off the list. And then you can do a date time here. So if you wanted to like look at how often people look at the notification, this could be a metric you could look at. You could also make this a Boolean, like true or false. Either way would work. You would run an action, and this is basically like what they did. For your guys' model, it would be like, I guess, left a review, left a comment, gave the donation, and so on. You're gonna want a notifiable ID, and this is gonna be like an ID, so this is gonna be an integer as well. And then notifiable type, and then these are going to be the two aspects of this, the polymorphic. So for your guys' association, so like a polymorphic association is kind of like this, where like you would have notifications here, and then like recipient, receiver, it belongs to both, but it's referenced differently to them. So our notifiable ID is going to be like what kind of things, like in our case it's going to be like a Pokemon, because a Pokemon has to be, if you have like a model for fight, it's like you could have that be like the type where like a fight has started, that would be your notifiable type, where like the notification has multiples of those as different things, and you just want to be able to grab the ID for all of them without in a sense making a column for them all. So then we're gonna hit enter, and then that's gonna generate our model. So then we're gonna want to Rails DB migrate. So Rails DB migrate, and then that's just gonna, okay, I do need to drop, okay, because my current database already has it. So Rails DB drop Rails DB create, let's see, migrate, and DB seed. I guess real quick I can show you the seed files. So in addition to adding like other front-end changes, some of the back-end changes to my seed is I added the two trainers, the three trainers, and like Pokemons that they own, Pokemon.create, Pokemon party create. Yeah. So those are the changes. I can close this now. Okay. So our Rails DB migrate should have finished, and then we can do our Rails s-p 2001. Okay, and I'm gonna clear that just because. Okay, so we're gonna go into our notifications model real quick, and then in here we're gonna add a couple of fields. So the notification belongs to a receiver. I'm gonna make sure that I spelled that correctly in my schema. Okay, so yeah, receiver. So it belongs to a receiver, and then we're gonna need to give a class name, because a receiver is gonna look at user ID instead of like looking for a receiver that uses. So we're gonna like say look at class name, colon, then user, select which table to look at, and then we're gonna do two more of these. So we also have sender, and then this is going to belong to users as well. Because of how you might want to do things, at the moment it needs a sender. You can also just make this, I guess, double check. Yeah, sender. You can make this an optional so that they don't need it in the field to send out to create a notification. So this is going to be optional true. This would be helpful for like the movies on one where like if a admin creates a movie, you don't need to give them your ID that you created a movie. You can just make it an optional and then just not send them the like notification that would have your sender ID. And then belongs to, and then this is going to be notifiable. And then we're going to make this as polymorphic. And then set this as true. And this is so that it can take multiple kinds of things. Let's see, I think I'm missing an I here. And then, yeah, so this is so that when we're creating a notification, we can just send it an object and then it will take the IDs and stuff from it. So we're gonna close that because we're done with that. We need to go to our users because the user has many notifications. And then this we're giving it, we're specifying which foreign key like that it will give like look at in a sense. So foreign key receiver ID, because that is the ID it would be looking at notifications to know that it is itself in that sense. So like that foreign key is how it would look into notifications to grab if it has notifications. Just making sure I don't have any spelling errors because spelling error debugging is not fun. Okay, and we can close that. So, really quickly, one thing that we have. So this is currently how it is. Okay. I think if I create a Pokemon right now, should card promise can be properties of undefined, undefined. Okay, I gotta update my form page. Pokemon forms. So send that, card promise, type error, 949, 47. So 49 is set error, a message. So, one of the changes that I did to the Pokemon, so if I go to my schema real quick, I added a species string to it. So it's probably looking for that. So really quickly, I'm gonna, let's see, end of submit. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna just option shift down, change this to species. Yes, because you might want to give your Pokemon a nickname, and then really quickly, I gotta go up here, and then species. I added this, and when I was working on the pre-setup, so that if I had Pokemon Fight working, it would look up off of a Pokemon API that I found, and it would grab like moves data. I wanted to have species in case someone gave the Pokemon a nickname, as you do in Pokemon. So, but we're not doing that. So we're just gonna like modify this to have it in case we add it into the future. So now this should work. No, define. Okay, let's see. Species, info, species, key species, name, subname. We're hitting. Let's refresh real quick. Okay. So that's me not being logged in. And that should not be there. Wonder, did something happen? Error of register. Oh. I know what happened. I'm not on the correct port. Okay, so now we go back to home, refresh the page. Unauthorized error, but I can still go here, create a Pokemon. So, you know, Mewtwo. Cerulean Cave. Add. Okay. Okay. That was a weird. Oh, need to fix where that's going. Pokemon. Singular. Pokemon's badge. Pokemon form is where I need to update that. And submit. Nav to the Pokemon. Just create Pokemon's page. Save that. Refresh the page. Go Pokemons. Create new Pokemon. No, Randy, you're gonna be here. Says if you have joined, and there was none of you earlier. Where'd you all come from?
Hi, sorry we're late. We got stuck but we're here now.
Well, you have like 30 minutes of like review you would want to watch to get to this point, but I just barely kind of started working on a notification. I guess really quickly I can show you which part of the notification has been made. You guys would need to do, I guess, Control C. Okay, I'm gonna push up. So you guys need you guys are gonna do like a Rails G model to make you guys' notification model. Receiver ID is who's the recipient, and you want it to be an integer because that's going to be like an ID number. You have a sender ID, which is the person who's sending the notification. You don't always need like a sender notification. Like let's say like an admin was creating a movie, you wouldn't want to like, you don't need like the admin's ID. You can make that optional, and I'll show you guys that in the file. You can look at the review. You have the read at, which is an optional field, helpful for if you guys are trying to keep track of if they read it or not. And then date time is optional. You can have that be a Boolean. Date time allows you to see like what time that they read it at, if you want to like, you know, make them have reminders. Action is like kind of what happened. Notifiable type and ID is the polymorphic stuff that you want. So like you would want the ID of like the thing that you are attaching, and the type would be like the model, if that makes sense. So like you would make a migration file that would look kind of similar to this. And then you guys would go into the notification model and add belongs to. Class name is user because you don't have like a receiver or sender models. Like these are looking at the user, but it's keying itself as receiver in the table. The optional true over here is making the optional of the having the ID be optional, because you don't always need to send the sender ID. And then this is where you would call the polymorphic. Yeah. There was something else before that. Not before, it's like after. The other thing is users. A user has many notification, and then the foreign key is the receiver ID. This is you're saying you have many notification, and then the foreign key that you're looking at to see your user's ID would be the receiver ID, because it's not the user ID key in the like notification model. So that this is just like redirecting it to a different foreign key to look at for itself. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going back to fix the form, because the form's currently it was redirecting to the wrong pagination page. I got rid of like a lot of NavBar stuff. Preset as like a presetup. It wasn't in the review anywhere. It's not recorded anywhere. Just accept that it's fake. We're gonna go palette tab. This is where Randy destroys I started out from. I turned off my server. Let's see. Where's my cursor? Escape. True. Okay, and that is the one port again. Okay, so yeah. Okay, and now if we go to page 3, that would be my random Pokemon. To find a Pokemon. Yeah, I question those two. Fresh. Yeah, no, they're just not showing up. Huh. Well, yes, those two don't exist for some reason, but every other Pokemon exists. That is a debug issue that I don't know if I want to try to figure out. We're just gonna work with please as Pokemon. Okay, so for your guys' notification, but not like minimize everything. To make it be able to create the notification like for your guys' Zing, you're basically gonna go into like where you guys are creating it. So like in this case, the notification is for like if we had a new Pokemon, I don't know, Jess, you're a Pokemon now, you're gonna be a Pikachu. And your starting location is also Pallet Town. Everyone's from Pallet Town now. So we want that to basically notify our users that a new Pokemon has appeared somewhere and be able to give them like a link to it. And I'm gonna sign into register a new account. I'm just gonna like show you guys that if I go to party, I have no Pokemons, I can go catch Pokemon. If I go catch Pokemon, it removes it from this list and it adds it to my party list. Basically, we want to have notifications for when a new Pokemon appears for people who don't have like a full team, so that they can go catch a new Pokemon if they want it, or because I don't know if I go to catch more Pokemons, I don't really want a Magikarp, Tangela, Aerodactyl, like yes, a Bulbasaur would be nice, but like you would want to like be, if you're choosy about your Pokemon, you would want to see the new Pokemons if you don't like any of the current ones. So in our for the notifications, because we're just doing it to the Pokemon model to like notify the user that a new Pokemon has appeared, we're going to go to our Pokemon's controller and then add the code for the notification over here. So like it's going to be in a create because it's going to happen as we create our Pokemons. So it's going to be like passed here because we want to make sure that our Pokemon is validated and our Pokemon is saved. Because if it isn't saved properly, you obviously might go to like a link that just like doesn't work because the Pokemon never actually got saved to the database. So the thing that we're gonna do, so you're gonna look at like your user's model because you're gonna be sending it to your user. and then .all would send it to all. You might not want to send it to all, but for the moment, we're going to do like a user.all .each. So like it would go look at, it will pull the entire user's model, go over all of them, then our .each, and then we're gonna like do something. So then like in here, we're gonna have like user, because we're gonna do something to the user. Really quick, type my end for my do so that it has the end before I forget it. And then you're gonna do like a notification, which is just calling your notification model create. So then this is gonna like look at the table and then make it per user. So then your receiver, receiver is going to be like your user, and that should just pull the user ID out. And then action, this is kind of like you can put anything you want in this. Obviously, if you like are adding a movie, you might want like new movie added. But in our case, it's like a Pokemon has appeared, so I'm just gonna put like has appeared. And then our notifiable type, like we're gonna do like a notifiable. I need to check spelling because I know I'm gonna misspell something. And then we're just gonna like stick Pokemon here. And then basically this will look at our Pokemon that we just saved, pull up the Pokemon ID, and then save it as Pokemon in a sense. So like it would like tell you that like your table for Pokemon has updated and then give you the new ID, which you can do like a join table later to notification if you want to like pull up more information. But at the moment, we just kind of like need to know where it is and like what has happened. So like notifiable, what has happened, who's receiving it. If you wanted to like add the sender, you would just like do like sender and then like list the sender here, which would I guess usually be like current user. Because you know, if you're the one donating or reviewing, this is like who is doing it. So you would want like a before action authenticate user up here. But because we're not having this under, because we don't like you don't like want to send like an admin ID or anything. So we're gonna treat the Pokemon that we create as like it didn't spawn from someone, so only people should be receiving it. So if we do this, when if we do a create new Pokemon, I guess really quickly, I'm going to comment this out. Or I guess delete it. We don't need it. If we select star from notifiable, not notifiable, notification, notification. I guess we have no current notification, but if we do, I don't know, Trina, pick a Pokemon. No, okay. Gonna be a Pichu, and you're also gonna come from Pallet Town. I'm gonna click add. Let's see. That hit an error. We're gonna go here. So look up unknown attribute receiver for notification. Okay. I guess really quickly I'm gonna go into schema, make sure RECIEBER user REC. I forgot my spelling. RECIEBER. Yeah, okay. So that looks fine. That looks fine. Just gonna hit this again just to make sure. So cannot read properly if undefined, reading to string at handle submit. And this thing, name, location, Pokemon, name. attribute receiver, block and create. Use it on. Okay. Let's see. Just really quickly, we're going to go into our Rails console. And we're going to do user.all. So that gives us all of our users. We're going to do u is equal to user.first. So we're going to be red in this case. And we're just going to try to make a notification. So notification dot create. Well, okay, wait. Yes, p is equal to Pokemon.first as well. Just so we have that. Okay, so then notification. I'm gonna misspell something. I know it. Notification dot create. Let's see, receiver. EVER. It's gonna be u, and then action is gonna be test, and then notifiable. It's gonna be p. So assign. So then I guess go back to a notification model. Receiver. I hate spelling errors. Obviously, that. Okay. So now if I push up, I need to add set. Okay, so then Rails console, push up, p.first, u.first, and then see if a notification creates. It created. And now if we go here, it's working. Okay, so then this should be working now. So if I hit, make sure my server is running. If I hit create, it created. And if I go here, execute. So a Pokemon has appeared and it has sent it out to all the users. So currently, our trainers all have Pokemon. We don't want to, give all the users the fact that Pokemon has appeared. So you would want to filter out the users. So we're going to do like a custom SQL call on users to filter out the users who have Pokemon already. So we're going to do like a def self dot filter has max poke. Save that, and then an end. So I'm gonna go here. We're gonna go to that, and then we're doing the SQL call to limit the amount of users who have 6 Pokemon. So we're gonna do like a select, and then we're gonna do like a distinct because we only want distinct user.IDs. Yes, you start. Wonder if that would work. From user table at the moment. So just make sure. Okay, maybe I can't have to sync there yet. Okay, so this is all of our users. Okay, so we're gonna left join our users, our parties for users. So left join party Pokemon as party party.user underscore ID is equal to u.id, so user ID at the moment. U and u ID. I guess better just stuck users here. But I'm just gonna. So this gives us. I'm just gonna change this to start again. So this gives us everyone's party Pokemon, this gives us all the users who have a Pokemon and makes a new role for every Pokemon that they have. So we're gonna do the distinct now, and then the ID, and then hit execute, and then this limits it down. So going on off of that, we also want the user's name and count. And then we're gonna look at party.user underscore ID as num of poke. And if we hit execute, we need a group by, so group by user ID, execute. And then we want to limit it to where our number of Pokemon is below 6. So having count of party.user underscore ID as less than 6. And now I hate spelling this. So now only youngster Joe is showing up. So this is the only user in our database currently who has less than 6 Pokemon. You could like register, log out, register, register, and then make all the random links. So now if we hit execute, we have more Pokemon. Yes, jumps to Joey is a placeholder. And you can see like they don't have any Pokemon yet because they haven't caught any. So then we're gonna take this SQL call, copy it over, go to users, and then we're gonna add in the SQL call. So one thing that you guys have been doing for like the last little bit is like user.find by SQL, so that you guys can just like paste in the SQL call. That's something that some of you guys have been doing. So if you guys haven't seen it, this will just, if I save that, do it. Okay, so then we have this now. We're gonna go back to our Pokemon's controller, and then instead of user.all, user dot, and then I forgot what I called already. User, just gonna copy that, and then go over here, paste it there, save that, and then not hit submit. Am I logged in? Yes, okay, I am still logged in. Okay, so if I yes, Trico, and then title word. So now if we look at select star from notification, why does it autofill? Send. Why did it peak? So now instead of sending it to receivers 1, 2, 3, like it only sent 2, 4, 5, and 6, who are the users who do not have the Pokemons yet. And you can see like notified by ID, it's the ID of the newest Pokemon. So like if I made it like a new Pokemon, we would expect 86 to show up. So like I don't know, Joe is a Snorlax because he's not here to not say he's a Snorlax. And then Fuchsia. And then if I hit execute here, you can see we've added an 86, and it's been sent to the people who don't have 6 Pokemon yet. Okay, so that's all nice and everything, but you still need to, I guess, have it on the front end somewhere. I guess ideally you would have it in the like as a drop down in your nav bar, but I'll let you guys figure out how to do the navbar portion, and I'll just show you guys how to like look at your notifications. So we're gonna make I'm gonna close all these. So close all those. So we're gonna quickly go to our client source pages. We're gonna make a new page here. You might want to like make like a new folder or something. And we're just gonna like go this, call this notifications test.js. Then we're just gonna like do like import React. Cannot spell from React. And then export const notification test to capitalize this. And then export default notification test. And then for the moment, we're just gonna have this return and each one test. I did not type a one. Okay, and then because we're making a new page, we're gonna want to render it somewhere. So app.js. You would probably want it in the protected box that you guys would have, but I'm just gonna have it just be like, I guess, in the non-protected box. So wow, path. I'm just gonna Control X. Just gonna take this, copy it down, change this to notification, and then notifications test. So you guys want to do a page, full page for this? You guys would just add this here, dropped it like a navbar and have it be in the drop down. But I just want like a test page. Then I guess copy this, go to my routes. Gonna paste this here, copy one of these down. I'm gonna change that, and then change the route, and then go to this. So now we have a notifications page, says test. Okay, so one thing that we don't have currently, I'm gonna set out this. One thing we don't have currently is a controller for our notifications. So we're gonna want to make one of those. So OSG controller API / notifications. And then we'll have a notification navbar. Not navbar, notification controller. Look into one. So API, and then so we're gonna add code here. This is primarily just to like view your current notifications. So wait, let's start again, just so we have it going, not forget about it. So one thing that we're gonna want, we want our users to be authenticated because the only time a user should be looking at notifications is if they're their own users. So we're gonna add a before action, and then authenticate underscore user exclamation mark NTHENT. Okay, that is what correct. Okay, and then def index. So this is going to be like the index call to query or in like notifications of like render JSON, and then current user dot notification, because we can do this because we already said the user has many notifications, so it's just joined. and then save that. So this will give us all of our notifications for that user, whether they're read or unread. I see you guys are passing messages on how to do pops keys. Okay. We need to add our new controller to our routes. So we're gonna have, because it's in our API folder, we're gonna stick in the namespace. So we're gonna do resources and then notifications. Okay, and then if we go to like routes and we refresh our page, we can see that we've added a notification. So, okay, and then we can do our front-end call for notification here. So go to notification here. We can change this to notifications. Sure. And then we would just do like an SEO's call. So like, let's see, const notice, comma set notice is equal to use state. And then this is going to be square brackets because they're going to be an object. And then const nav, just so like we can navigate later. Use nav, and then make this that. So we need this for setting our notification objects. We need this so that we can navigate to it later. And then we need a function to start grabbing a notification. So like get notice. Yeah, you can see I'm shorthanding notification because I don't want to type it out every single time. Async. And we're going to do a try catch. And then error console log. Error. And then in here, we're gonna do, we just need to let res is equal to axios. I need my weight. Axios.get. And then this is gonna go just straight to our like /API/notifications. So you guys see me misspell notification, let me know because I'm not seeing that as a word anymore. Gonna want a render function, so const render is equal to then return, then here div. I actually want this to be a map notice dot map. And then here, anonymous function at the moment. And then I guess actually I'm gonna make these into parentheses so it implicitly returns. This is gonna be a note. I'm gonna do a div, and then at the moment this is just gonna be like an h1 that says hi. And we need to call our render notification. Then we're gonna call our render here. So now if I refresh the page, we do not have a use effect yet. And then, so this is gonna do our call, empty brackets, because you would wanna change this if you guys wanted to like call your thing more than once. Will said you guys only need it to be a notification system where you can like, well, it happens either when the user refreshes, so then that would be on mount, or through like an action. You guys can just like, I don't know, make a use state for that, and then when that state changes, like if someone like clicks up here for the notification, it would start the use effect to grab the information again. So in the use effect, we would have the You guys are having such a chattiness. Save that. So then let's see, just to make sure. Oh, I haven't set it yet. Console.log. We're gonna check res real quick. So we have an array of 2, which kind of makes sense. I think over on like user sets, yeah. So we have 2 IDs. If we go over here, we show up twice. So yeah, our data should be 2. So then I'm gonna capitalize this then because it's slightly buggy. So then we just want to like set notif. And then in here where's .data, save that. And then we have 2 highs. We're gonna format this. So okay, that would be in here. We want like curly brackets. No. Dot. Yeah. You can have the ID. You don't need the ID. I would say you don't need the ID because you obviously won't have like a correct ID in a sense. Like it won't be ascending to you because your ID is the ID of the notification. But we would want like action and we would want like type. So in here, we're gonna have like action and then no dot type. So copy this entire word, not just type. Save that. So this obviously isn't in the correct order, so I'm just gonna like cut that, paste it here, put a space in between them so Pokemon has appeared. You can obviously like change this up. I think for the most part, you guys would just have like new, and then this type would be type of like a new movie has appeared. You could instead of just like returning the notification, you could do like a join table onto the movie itself, pull out the information there, and then have all of that information. I'll let you guys figure out this SQL calls for yourself, but you guys should be able to do that. So this is gonna be like a Pokemon has appeared. So one thing that you would want to be able to add is like a red button for like the thing. So like if they've read it, it marks you, it would like go with notifications. So in the controllers, you would like, you could have 2 functions, depends on how you want to do it. You could have a def and a read one. So like users would have to go individually and read each of them. And you could have like a def read all, and that would just mark all of them as read. Really quickly, tab is what I meant to do. One thing you guys can add to your guys' like notification model, because right now this is just returning all notification. It doesn't matter if they read it or not. If you want to like have like a filter of like if it's been read or not, you could just like go to your notification model, and then in here you would do a scope on unread. So like this is defining a function kind of like an SQL call, but not like a full on SQL call, where we're looking at okay, give me 1 second, curly bracket. So this is like a where clause, and then this is like red underscore at. So currently our red at is null. You can go like null, nil, basically what it's like it doesn't use this. So like we're just gonna do like red at nil at the moment. So if we go back here and then like this won't change our font and stuff at the moment because all of these are unread, but like if I do like unread, it would filter these out by if they've been read or not. So I could go into notifications and update one of these, but I would just work on like one of these, make it fully functional, and then have a button to read it, and then it would show you guys that it removed it from the like stuff. So then, so our read one is going to be like read notif. So like we wrote a notification is equal to notification dot find, and then we're gonna be passing this a parameter. So we're gonna look at like params, and then we're looking at an ID. So we're gonna like in our routes make like a pull request. Then this is gonna be slash read one. You could change these to whatever you want. I'm just gonna make it read one at the moment. We're gonna be passing an ID, and we're gonna go to and we're gonna look at notifications, and then hashtag read underscore one, because I can close this because we're looking at the read one. So we're gonna be passing this ID into here. It's gonna look for that, and then we're gonna go read notif dot update, because we're just updating it. So this is a post request, so we're updating it. And then we're just gonna like update our read underscore at, and then we're gonna do like date time dot now, which would give the current date time when you hit the button, so that it like marks it read at the exact time that you read it. And then we're gonna render JSON current user dot notification dot unread, so that it sends it back. We're not really going to do anything with it. You could change this to like SSS, or you could do something with the data. I'm not going to do anything with it at the moment. So then we're going to want like a button that's going to have an onClick. That our onClick is going to perform a function, which is going to be like read. We're going to like pass it the note ID and close, and then read message, read notification. So right now we got to make this function. So we're going to go over here. We're going to do like a const read is equal to that. We're going to be passing an ID, and basically we're going to do like a wait. I need to make this an async real quick. We're going to do like an await, and then at COs.put, because we're not using the response that we're getting back, we don't need like to set this to anything. Let's see, and then in here we're going to do like slash read one, and these are not backticks, so I can't interpolate yet. Make those backticks. $sign curly bracket, and then we're going to be passing it the ID. And then because we're going to want to update our front end, I guess you could use, yeah, you could technically, like, I guess, do res equal, because we are technically getting it back, and then set notif to res.data, because it would just do that. So go back here, refresh our page, read notification, field 404, create error. No matches put, read 1.7. Notification mounts, read 1 ID, read 1. Okay. Oh, I need my API. Slash API, save. So refresh, make sure that I don't do anything. So read 1, it's gone away. I guess if we wanted to, like, you know, add an ID, you would see that properly. But like, so our data that came back is only 1. So like, yeah, our read 1 request is currently working. So I'm gonna also like make a read all. That's going to be like a button as well. I'm just going to copy this, paste, change this to read all. And then we don't need to pass a note ID. We're just going to call it and then read all notification. And then basically do that, read all, change this to read all. We don't need to pass an ID anymore. And then mouse, shift, no ID, underscore all, change this, read underscore all, because in our notification controller, we have a read all at the moment. So if you wanted to like read all the notification, you would have something similar to this, but like not that. So like you would just have like, well, I guess it's more akin to this one. You would do current user that notifications, and then you would want to unread, and then you would do like an update all, which would just update all of the entries. So it's just like updating one, this would update all, and then you would just pass it what you want to update it. So like read all and date time dot now. That would just save all of these as that. And then you would want to render JSON current user dot notification dot unread, save that. So now our read all button is here. Close that. Back here, API read all. That should just be a lowercase a. Okay, I hate dictionary when I hold down a button and I don't mean to. So that read all of them really quickly. If we want to like make sure, we just, I'm creating senseless Pokemons now. I need to add location. Okay, so go back to notification, read all, clears them all out, do all read. And then if I do like an execute, you would see like some of these now have like a read at date. So that is notifications. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions?
This isn't required for our project, right? It's just
It's not required. It might be like a nice to have. If you guys have time to make it, you guys should try to. I guess it didn't show you guys like navigating. That would just be in the render. You could have nav, and then you would pass it the URL that you would be going to. So like in this case, we would be going to like slash Pokemons. So we're going to this exact Pokemon, and then slash curly brackets. Need to interpolate $, those aren't. Nope. Modifiable, and then ID instead of type. And then really quickly make a new Pokemon. And then if I go to my notification, go to new Pokemon. And this just sends you straight there. Yeah, it's not required. It's a nice to have. If you guys have time, I would say attempt to do this. You like Will already said it doesn't have to be superly complicated. Like you could make this more complicated in a sense by having it like there is something called an action cable for like Rails. And this is basically like you would have your like you would have basically live notification if you do an action control action cable, where like if you ever sent a notification, like if you ever made a notification, it would ping all the users. It doesn't need you guys to do that. If you guys do work on a notification, it would just be primarily like what I showed you today, where like it would just like update either every so often, depending on if you guys set up that way, or like on page refresh, or if they like toggled something. But it's not a necessary, it's more of a nice to have.
Yeah, thanks. I'm actually happy to have it for future projects too.
Yeah. If you do use it for future projects, I will say look into the action controller if you're action cable, not action controller, action cable stuff for Rails. And then because that will give you like you can build a messenger app with the action cable, where like if you started typing, it would like alert another person, like you can build messenger basically with the action cable stuff. It's a rabbit hole you can go down.
Cool.
Yeah.